Hello everybody, I'm here with a different sewing machine. It's a white deluxe zigzag. These ones are actually the really nice ones because they are the ones that are great to sew lightweight leather and denim. This one is model number is 844. And usually where you find the model numbers is right underneath here. Okay, you will see a serial number and a model number. But I only need the model number because that's usually how I find stuff on them. And this one needed a lot of work. Let me see, go over some of it. It needed a new belt, which I replaced it. It needed a new rewind tire, which I put it in. Let's see if I still have it. The tire was pretty much literally just ripped apart. It was just, horrible. So I took it out. And another thing I did was they said that the thing was running hot, but I rewired their little standard size, what is that, string on there? Darn it. Little standard size thing, and I put an extension cord on it because my other cord thingy wouldn't work. So cleaned this up and rewired it, and it's working better now. And I got a lot of the rust out of here. There's tons of rust all down in here. It took a while to get it all out. Re-oiled it, cleaned it up pretty good, cleaned the outside really well, put my sticker here. I couldn't find my original sticker, so I have some of these ones that say affordable sewing machine repair, but I had to change that because I had some man said that his name is affordable sewing machine repair, so I made care, but technically he's in California, I'm here on the East Coast. What's the big deal? So I started using some of the older ones, but this is when they're going to be picking their sewing machine up, and that's when their little warranty comes back in play. But anyway, their warranty will be a 7-day warranty. If something goes wrong, bring it back. We'll take a look and see what's going on. Maybe I need to teach them how to do something. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and do them a video. And maybe that way they'll learn a little bit more. This is actually a bottom feed. When you open this up, you can see down in there, it's a bottom feed. Okay, but it's a side bottom feed, not a front one. So you got a front, the sides, and that's usually what they are. With this sewing machine, it does have a presser foot pressure for the pressure foot, okay? When, I have it halfway because I'm doing a 2-ply right here, okay? But if you use, if you're going to do something really, really hard, that's hard, won't go through the machine, it's acting funny or whatever, make sure you get the right needle. Right now I have a 14 on there. But if you have if you're going to do something heavier, like anything like duck or heavier denim or 3 layers or 4 layers of denim, you want to go with an 18. If you're just doing 3 layers of basic denim, this is basic denim, it's got 2 layers in them, but those ones would usually take a 14 or a 16, okay? You just change out the needles, it'd be really good. Universal needles are great for these white sewing machines. But let's see what else I did. I think that's about all I did. And I cleaned it up, got rid of a lot of the scruffiness. These things are now smooth where they were dented and stuff. Now, if they want to do this, and you can do this if you have a sewing machine, you can go buy that, what's it called? Not acrylic. It's, I know what it's called. I hate when your brain just decides to wipe it out on you. But, the stuff that you can use on your car, that type of enamel paint. And they can get some off-white paint and reset these, and then take a black sandpaper and rub it over it. It makes it nice and smooth. And they can do all this discrepancies and get rid of them all. Okay, I could do that, but then I'd charge more. So I don't want to do that. I mean, if they want to do it, they can. That just shows you they have a little bit of wear and tear. Other than that, it's in good condition. Let's see, what else? We had to thread this machine. You come back here and you roll it off this way. I put it through here. You can see the thread. Put it through here and then in here, okay? Then it comes down into this little looper, all the way down into the tension. But before you do that, you always want to pick up the foot. It opens up these little areas in here, so that way that thread will go through there. And then you pull down and pull back up, and then you got this little Some have the wires and some don't, but the wires just helps this uptake to be able to pull it better. And, you know, some tensions don't really have the uptake, but this uptake lever will pull that through, okay? And this diagram, it looks like somebody had changed some parts on this, and this diagram is not fully, truly, you know, what this actual machine needs to be done. I think what happened is, if somebody taken it in, this bracket should have been a bigger bracket, but it's not there anymore. Somebody put a small bracket in, and then they put a bracket down here. Most of the time, you know, the original machine, somebody changed something on it, and that's why that looks different, okay? But this is the actual way you thread it. So you thread it down through this little hole, then into this one, and then into the needle there's one, and then into the needle, which is down. Then you want to put this down afterwards so that locks in. So all that locks in, okay? So sometimes these are not always true to word, but you get the idea of how it's supposed to be done. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, this is to bring up your feed dogs. This is level 2. That's the highest you want when you're doing heavy stuff. If you're going to do something like a real lightweight material but don't want the feed dogs to chew up your fabric, then you would go to more like a 2. If you're doing like freeze sewing where you're going to control this, not your feed dogs, then you go down to 0, and that drops your entire feed dogs down, so you can do like appliques and things like that. Over here is your width. Okay, so it says width. And to make zigzags, that right now I have it on 0 because I want to go straight stitch right now. And this is your length, and this is your reverse. I don't know if you can see the reverse moving. No, not really. Sometimes they're just activated when they turn the sewing machine on. But this is your length, okay? You can do the old-fashioned buttonholes on this if you want to. If you need to take a class, you can do something like that. Let's see. So they got a new one of these. There's no turn on button here. The turn on button is actually back here behind it. Behind here are the lights out. Oh yeah, and here's where you change your light out. But anyway, this thing like doesn't want to always stay, but it is. Oh yeah, I gotta turn it on from the plug-in. Where's my plug-in? Yes. It might be on. There you go. Because this one you don't want to leave plugged in and turned off here, because that motor, the foot motor, is actually still attached and running. The way I would do it is to put a switch on it and switch it off completely or unplug it from the wall, okay? Because these are the old-fashioned ones. A lot of people say, my house burnt down because I had my sewing machine plugged in, and they said the cause was the sewing machine. Because when you just turn this off, the actual sewing machine is still live, okay? And when you are like going away on vacation or something, you want to unplug your sewing machines. I do anyway. I unplug the whole entire thing, or I just turn off my strip. It goes to the, you know, you turn off the strip and that turns off all the sewing machines. Now the strip is always on, but it usually has a, what do they call those things? A surge control in them. That's usually what kind of strips I use. So this way it doesn't go back into my sewing machines and burn my house down. But most of the time, if it's not hooked to one of those, then you want to go ahead and just unplug all your sewing machines, just to be sure, especially computerized ones. They can get zapped out pretty bad if you get them still hooked up to the wall and you got a thunderstorm coming through. This is your tension. I have it set to 4. I think that's why that person put a dot there, because that's the center part. Maybe there was one time a little mark there, but it's not there anymore. So what I did is I use that as my center point, and I have it set on 4. I have this set down low, and we already talked about threading it. Now, if you wanted to, you want to make a bobber, you can actually make a bobber while the sewing machine is running. Now, you could unloosen the screw here, but don't lose that screw, because that screw will cost you a lot of money. You can unloosen that and just have this running, or you can make it as you go. So you can come up here and put your thread in, and then have it like, you know, coming around, but it's going to come this way and up around this thing, and you want to make sure it's under this so it don't get caught. And then it comes back through here, and then you click it here, and you can adjust this to where you want it, to how full you want it, and then you put it back. It won't sometimes click. Some of them, the older ones, don't click. You have to watch it. So when you're sewing, just keep looking up there to make sure, hey, am I filled up yet? Or do I need to go ahead and stop it? So then you click it yourself and leave it like that. So you can, when you're ready for another bobbin and you ran out down here, you just instantly put it in. So you don't have to remember. That's my advice. I do that on the older sewing machines, so I always have a bobbin ready for to go. Because, you know, the newer ones, especially the computerized ones, won't engage. They'll literally shut the whole sewing machine down and only wind them. So then I just wind a whole bunch of them, put them in the drawer whenever I need them, and it ran out. I go, okay, this is cool. So anyway, since we turned it on, and I gotta find the foot pedal with my foot, because I had to put the foot pedal, see I got the foot pedal down here on wood, because it's open, and you don't want it on carpeting if you're gonna do this, because it sparks in there. We don't want to light my house on fire. That's a bad idea. Anyway, so I'm going to let you hear what this one sounds like. Oh, here we go. Get to go with this one. Come on. Like that. And then we hit the reverse. Go forward again. And then we turn it around. So you can see this is the line we just sewed. I did some zigzags so I want people to see them. And it's sewing perfectly. So this person can pick up their sewing machine on the 9th, the first day of the 9th, which is September, which is what, 3 days from now. By then I'll have her other sewing machine ready for pickup, because I don't want to have her pick up one and have to come back and get another one. Just save gas wise, since gas is so darn expensive nowadays. If she needs any new classes or anything like that, she could sit down with me. This is just a brief to see if she, get an idea how to use the machine. A lot of people say, well, you got this machine and everything, but you never show us anything else. Well, if you're going to do anything else, you can always go like this. You put your needle in the highest position. This is forward. When you're moving your machine, this is forward, okay? And you put this in the highest position. Now you get your needle in the highest position. And then you can turn this little knobby thing here. Let's do a kind of a large one. We'll do the largest one. That's what this one I was doing. And then you just put my foot on the pedal here, and then you can do this too. So you can see how it's running, It's running great. I don't want to push too hard because this thing will go fast, and I don't want to scare myself to death. And then you go like this, and you do that, and then you can see it's still sewing properly. So this machine's ready for her to pick it up. I mean, unless she really needs one right now, she can come and get it now. But I just want to let people see that this machine is another good sewing machine. I mean, a lot of people don't buy the white sewing machines because, oh, you can't get spare parts for them. Yeah, that's probably about true. But some of the basic parts, I mean, they run off of Kenmore bobbins. Let's see what else. They can use Kenmore or Universal needles. I think anything else they have. The bobbin area, if this ever breaks, you can buy them from another type of sewing machine, because they're like Universal, so you can actually get them to work. You can get tires, and you can get belts with no problem. I can't really think of anything else that you would have to worry about. You can still get the light bulbs. I mean, I have all kinds of light bulbs here that will literally I can put your light bulb in there. I had a lady the other day text me on Facebook. I mean, she saw that I had a little group and she got into it and loved my YouTube videos and said, hey, I have a sewing machine. And I said, well, what kind of sewing machine do you have? Kenmore. And it's missing parts, but can you help me with it? And I said, well, can you send me a picture of the machine? If I have the same machine and I have the parts, I can help you by you sending me money through a money order through the postal service, and I'll ship it to you. So she must have got it, because I didn't hear back from her. I figured that I'd hear back from her. I was going to put it in a box, but the darn boxes, they raised the prices on boxes. It's like $14.89 to put everything in a box. It's like, oh, for priority mail. And I'm thinking, you're kidding. Priority mail that much? Darn, that's a medium-sized box. Cost me $14. I remember it used to only cost me $8. It's not $8 no more. I thought it was $8, like it's going to be $8.47 or something. That's what it cost me a long time ago. And I haven't sent this medium one out in a long time. And I knew the larges were 18 something, and now those are even more expensive. I think they're like $24. Like, ouch, this is getting expensive. And so I ended up putting it in, I double wrapped it with a bubble wrap priority mail envelope. And it went for like $8, and I don't know what it was, $8 and some odd change. I think it was a little more than what I said. And And I told her this is how much I charge. I think she's like really thrilled. She's like, really? I mean, I go online and they used to be there, but they're not there anymore. And they're like $18 for a new part. And I said, yeah, but these are not new. These are used. So my used parts are a lot cheaper. But if you want a brand new one, I'd do some searching and I could probably find it. But then it's going to cost you a lot more and I could have it directly shipped to you. But to me, I'd rather not do it that way. They're expensive. I'd rather try to see if I have it before I try to do something outrageously crazy. I told her I had like 4 of those same sewing machines and the timing keeps coming out of the machine. So something's not right. I think something's warped. I have another sewing machine, which I ordered a part, and that part is warped really bad because some of these old, like newer plastic sewing machines, if you store them anywhere with heat, an attic or a building outside or in your garage, you can actually warp parts and then they won't work right. And that's what happened. This one was so warped, I thought maybe if I tightened it and changed it in some way, I could probably get that thing not to be warped. Well, it would sew for a little bit, and then the warpiness would start again, and it would come out of timing. I was like, oh. So what I did is I did some research and found out that part was recalled. They made a new part that was half metal and half plastic, but it doesn't warp. So I told her, well, you want to sell the sewing machine. I can get the part and refurbish the sewing machine and make it work again. And she said, well, do you think I should keep that one? No, because that one, exactly for that sewing machine, it will literally have another problem. Because I think I had the same basic sewing machine from another lady. She got so mad of it, her and her husband, I think, went out and shot it or did something to it. I don't remember what she said. And then they dumped the whole thing and kept all the extra parts for it in case they ever get something like it. And they said that I told them, you could have just gave it back to me and I could have put it on consignment and you could have gotten 40% of the sale and used that money toward another sewing machine. And she goes, oh, now you tell me. I told you that before. You just must not listen. You were too angry at your machine. Well, anyway, so she ended up, I don't know, whatever she did. I think she went and got a different type of sewing machine. She asked me, which one do you recommend, brother? An old brother or a new brother is really good. This old white would be a good one. Old Kenmores are really good. Trying to think what else. Let me think. Some singers I like, some of them I can't stand. I don't know. Some of them are just make me go crazy. Excuse me. I kind of ate a lot of nuts and now it's kind of dried my throat out. Anyway, I can't remember. Some Montgomery Wards or some of those are really good. I mean, you don't really know until you get it and then you find out if you got a lemon. But anyway, but these ones usually don't get a lemon. I think I've worked on several of these, fixed them up, got them running really well. Never had a problem with them. I don't ever see them come back. They're pretty easy to clean. Most customers want to take a class on learning how to clean their sewing machine. Especially these ones are so easy. You don't really have to have me come in and clean them. But teach them how to oil their sewing machine so they keep the machine running. The only time they ever need anything, they give me a call and say, I need a light bulb. And I said, can you send me a picture of your light bulb and tell me the wattage on it so I make sure I get the right one? And I said, yeah. And then they'll come and pick up just a light bulb or a new belt or a new, whatever. They can you maintain these ones really well on your own. But the plastic ones, no. You're going to have to get like someone like me to actually help you. Anyway, I guess I gotta stop talking. I'm rambling on. I hope and pray you enjoyed this video and keep following me. Share the videos. I mean, I love people to share their videos. People get to know a little bit about, these interviews I do with sewing machines. I'm kind of happy because they don't talk back. They do work real well. But that's what most of these are. Every once in a while, I throw a few of them on there that I'm selling. And there's a few of them that, like this one, I'm not selling it. It's going back to the customer. It's a really good sewing machine. I just want people to know it's a good sewing machine. You can use it and appreciate it. But anyway, have a blessed day, and hopefully I'll hear from you. And if you message me, I'll message you back to the best of my knowledge. Okay? Well, have a blessed day. Bye-bye.